How does liquefaction destroy soil-bearing capacity? Imagine standing on what looks like solid ground, only to find it suddenly turning into a flowing, muddy mess during an earthquake. That's what happens with liquefaction. When the earth shakes strongly enough, saturated soil can lose its firmness and behave like a liquid. This process is a big problem because it makes the ground unable to support buildings, bridges, or pipelines. Soil is made up of tiny particles that usually stick together because of friction. When the ground is dry or not too wet, these particles form a stable framework that can carry weight. But when the soil is saturated with water and an earthquake hits, things change fast. The shaking causes the water between the soil particles to push apart, increasing the pressure in the tiny spaces called pores. As this pore water pressure rises, it pushes the soil particles apart, reducing the contact between them. When the pressure gets high enough, the soil particles lose their grip on each other, and the soil softens. It's like turning a solid into a thick, quicksand-like substance. This loss of strength means the soil can no longer hold up the weight of buildings or other structures. Foundations start to sink or tilt because the ground beneath them is no longer stable. Foundations that relying on the soil to stay firm can suddenly become unstable, causing cracks or even collapse. Lateral spreading is another issue caused by liquefaction. When the ground behaves like a liquid, large sections can slide horizontally, shearing off foundations and underground utilities. This movement can cause roads, bridges, and pipelines to break or shift. The softening of the soil also makes it easier for structures to sink unevenly, leading to dangerous tilting or sinking of buildings. In simple terms, liquefaction destroys soil-bearing capacity because it turns solid ground into a fluid. The soil's ability to support weight disappears because the particles are no longer touching or gripping each other. Instead, they are floating in water, making the ground weak and unstable. That's why during earthquakes, areas with loose, water-saturated soils are at high risk of ground failure and structural damage. Understanding this helps engineers design safer buildings and infrastructure in earthquake-prone zones.